Good morning. I'd like to begin by extending a warm, appreciative welcome to Lieutenant Governor Karen Polito, Mass Development President and CEO Dan Rivera, and members of the team to Rockland this morning. It's our honor to host the Brownfields Redevelopment Awards and local MassWorks announcements. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank both Senator Keenan and State Representative David DeCoste for their continued support. Neither could attend today's ceremony due to prior obligations. Also with us today are Joe LaPointe, Superintendent of the Abington-Rockland Joint Water Works, who is joined by members of his committed staff. Also with us this morning is Scott Lambiase, Abington Town Manager. Thank you to you and your board for being a regional partner to Rockland. The Baker-Polito administration has been a tremendous advocate for empowering municipalities to advance their local housing and economic development goals. Many of Rockland's recent successes can be directly attributed to the opportunities created by the administration and the programs supported by both Mass Development and Executive Office of Housing and Economic Development. In fact, today's awards can be attributed to the Baker-Polito administration championing an act relative to job creation and workforce development, which ensured critical and continued funding to Brownfields assessment and remediation work across the Commonwealth. Today, Rockland is once again a beneficiary of this funding opportunity, an opportunity which will allow the town to complete remediation and final assessment work at the former Essie's Auto Supply site, resulting in numerous public benefits, including job creation, physical revitalization of the site, and ultimately housing development. In the past few years, the town of Rockland has taken clear and demonstrable actions to support housing initiatives, prioritize downtown revitalization, and advance overall economic development. This can be evidenced in the passage of Rockland's 40R Smart Growth District, the very district where we gather here today. Adoption of the Downtown Rockland Revitalization Overlay District signalized that Rockland is open for business and welcoming of private development to advance local housing production goals and spur job creation. The Abington-Rockland Joint Water Works, MassWorks Award, supporting the Myers Avenue Water Treatment Plant Upgrade, will increase Rockland and Abington's capacity to supply potable water and upgrade, which will serve as a catalyst to advance critical economic development projects benefiting not only Rockland and its downtown, but also growth on the South Shore sub-region through increased housing and job opportunities. In closing, the town of Rockland looks forward to a continued and collaborative partnership. Again, appreciates the opportunities made possible through both the Brownfields and MassWorks programs. Further, the board extends its deep gratitude to Rockland staff and the Abington-Rockland Joint Water Works for securing critical funding to advance economic development in Rockland and for the benefit of all residents, businesses, and visitors. Thank you all for being here today. I'd like to now introduce Scott Lambiase, Abington Town Manager.
Good morning, everybody. And I'd like to say, on behalf of the town of Abington, I'd like to thank our state representative, Allison Sullivan, who, as you know, couldn't stay for today's thing, but I do thank her a lot for her work on all of this. I'd like to thank Rockland State Representative David DeCoste, Senator John Keenan, obviously the Baker-Polito administration, MassWorks, and the Department of Housing and Economic Development for all the support. The water issues that have been plaguing our towns are taking a toll on all of our citizens. Concerns of the water shortages, water moratoriums, watering bans have been one of the biggest issues that our communities have been wrestling with. Clean, reliable, safe, potable water is one of the most basic necessities of a community. This $2.24 million MassWorks Infrastructure Grant will allow the Abington-Rockland Joint Water Works to provide the expanded capacity of clean, potable water. This will also allow for our construction projects to continue and allow for some much-needed housing to be created. It's important going forward and imperative that as a community we approve these new buildings responsibly, though. We have to take our commitment to preserve the environment into consideration as we review projects and allow for the projects to be built. We must take water conservation measures seriously and protect this much-needed precious resource. I'm excited to see that we'll be moving forward with this project. This will be a great relief for our communities and a much-needed economic boost. Now, without much further ado, I'd like to introduce the rock star of the event, my favorite Lieutenant Governor, and I'm sure yours, Lieutenant Governor Karen Polito.
Thank you. I'm sure you have a lot of rock stars in Rockland, Massachusetts. But I'm very happy to be here with both communities, Rockland and Abington, to acknowledge the announcement and award that you're receiving together today. And also joined by Dan Rivera from Mass Development to also make awards relative to our Brownfields program, impacting, I believe, 8 communities, many of whom are here today. Let me just start by saying a thank you. I see a lot of municipal officials here from these 2 communities and others, and it gives me a great opportunity on behalf of our administration to express our gratitude to each and every one of you for your incredible work over the course of the past 20 months. This has been a very difficult, painful, and hard process as municipal officials as you prioritize the health and well-being of our collective citizenry. I believe strongly that the relationship between our state and local government helped us do a better job together. And it's incredible how hardworking, resilient, and dedicated municipal officials all across our state are. And I just wanted to say thank you for leading in such extraordinary times. In addition to that, obviously paying attention to the important issues like the one we are highlighting and spotlighting today. In addition to the health and well-being and safety of the people that we serve together, you've also maintained your commitment to the programs that are important to helping you continue to grow housing, jobs, businesses, and make sure that your community is offering what you need to, not only for the people who live here today, but setting your communities up for success in the future and making sure that the next generation of people who want to live here, younger or older, can afford to live in these communities and enjoy the great quality of life that we work on together so much here in Massachusetts. So it is great to be here with our state officials as well, although Representative Sullivan and Representative DeCoste are unable to physically be here. We do have Mark Sternum is here on behalf of Senator Keenan's office, and we appreciate all the good work that you're doing. And I know our legislative colleagues are working hard now on the one-time opportunity we have relative to the federal funds that have come to the state relative to economic recovery, and we look forward to continuing to work with you to make sure that we're putting those dollars to work. The programs that we're highlighting today are clearly recognized and proven programs, and with more federal support, we can do more projects like the ones that we're announcing today. Let me just start by saying also a thank you. You've been terrific partners relative to our community compact. You are communities that have enjoyed the grants that we have administered with you around best practices and strategies to deliver better services at the local level. This is where people feel their quality of life first and foremost with the services that you and your town halls deliver each and every day. The Community One Stop for Growth program emanated from our conversations over the course of these years, along with our business partners, and streamlining the way that we do business together. So in other words, instead of having to figure out when state programs would be open for business for you to apply to and be participating but unsure whether you would be one of the grant recipients, we said we can streamline this process to a one-stop program, literally putting 10 of our key economic development programs into one, and prefacing that with an expression of interest opportunity for communities to really think, what are your biggest projects that you want to get to? And if I share these projects with the state, they can act as my personal consultant and give me firsthand advice about which projects are ready, which ones need a little bit more work, and that we can partner together to see these become reality. That not only helps you in your planning and helps us be better in deploying these dollars and getting them to work, but it also signals to the private sector that we have public funds that can be leveraged with private dollars to really see projects go. And I was just overwhelmed by the level of participation at the community level. We had 267 expressions of interest, and each expression of interest contained 5 projects. So just think of the magnitude of what that means for rural, suburban communities and gateway communities all across our state. What it says to me, our communities are prepared and ready so that when dollars are available, you can put those dollars to work and really help your vision become real. One of the programs in the One Stop program is the MassWorks program, a recognized, proven infrastructure program. We were able to award $66 million in MassWorks to 56 communities. That is a small amount compared to the level of requests. We actually received $303 million of requests through this one-stop program, and we were able to award $88 million in awards. So a signal to our legislature that we have projects ready to go in the pipeline that with more ARPA dollars we can see move forward. The MassWorks program, being one of those key programs, allowed for this grant of $2.2 million to Abington and Rockland to happen. And I am so pleased to be able to announce those funds with all of you today. Water treatment is one of those things that you just assume as a citizen and taxpayer it will always be there. But it takes a lot of planning and a lot of resources to make sure that you can deliver on that service. And when you have 2 communities working together, which is great, that are at capacity and unable to allow projects for housing and commercial development to take place because you are at capacity, that's a problem that needs to be solved for. And that's why the MassWorks grant of $2.2 million will allow you to move forward and activate the 4th drinking water well and help those projects, both residential and commercial, move forward. So congratulations to all of you that are part of the team of people reporting to Town Hall each and every day, meeting and planning and hoping. Now that hope is now real, and you don't have to wonder if you're going to apply and not receive the funds. They're here and they're ready to be deployed with you. So congratulations to all of you. We also wanted to highlight today the key program around Brownfields Redevelopment. These are sites scattered across our Commonwealth that need remediation. And these dollars clearly are not readily available through municipal budgets. And if you had the opportunity to receive the state Brownfields dollars, then you can clean up a site and redevelop it, which means more jobs and activity and more tax revenue to your community to drive those services that we know are so key to your quality of life. So today we are excited to announce the $1.2 million to support the environmental assessment and cleanup of 8 underutilized or abandoned sites across our Commonwealth. And there are 8 communities here today. Once complete, the 8 projects are projected to redevelop a combined 25.6 acres and to adaptively reuse or demolish more than 215,000 square feet of currently blighted buildings. And today in Dan Rivera will talk a little bit more of what the Brownfields award to these communities looks like, but clearly this is one of those areas where, but for these funds, you might not see the redevelopment take place. So it's clearly a program that we want to see continue, and I can't emphasize enough how important it is that we look toward the federal dollars that are coming our way, both the ones that are here in the state and the programs that are being finalized by the federal government, and really being smart about how we deploy together these resources, federal, state, and local dollars, these one-time investments that will unleash great potential here in our communities. We're smart, we're resourceful, and we're best when we work together, and clearly the announcements that we make today demonstrate that we have a real and strong partnership that is vital to our continued growth. I can't thank you enough for being communities that embrace embrace development, embrace housing of your choices, to make sure that Massachusetts continues to be that place that people can afford to live in and have a great experience. With that, I'm going to now turn it over to Dan Rivera, but why don't we just pause for a brief photo with you on the Abington-Rockland grant announcement. Congratulations to everyone. So hit this way. Okay, stand in the middle. There you go. Okay, Dan Rivera.
Thank you, Tony. I'll use it.
There you go. Got it?
Yeah, thanks. About another round of applause for Lieutenant Governor Polito. It's clear that her leadership and the governor's leadership around economic development, you can see it in these projects, but I don't think we can get past what we talk about today without talking about their leadership through COVID-19, having been a municipal leader during the first global pandemic in generations. Their leadership was very important for us in Lawrence, and I know for most of the municipalities, very important to help us all get through that. So I just want to say thank you for your leadership on that, and I think we're a better Commonwealth for it. So thanks again. Also, it's a pleasure to be here with all of you to celebrate this MassWorks Award for Rockland and Abington. It's one of those projects that sewer and water, there's no excitement to it until you don't have sewer and water, and then everybody gets excited, right? So it's a big deal, and so congratulations to you guys for that. And super excited to talk about the Brownfield Redevelopment Fund. And for those of you who are not familiar with mass development, we are the state's development finance agency and land bank. We help stimulate economic growth through a wide variety of programs, products, and technical assistance, such as loans, tax-exempt bonds, grants, and real estate services. For example, our impact during FY21, Mass Development financed or managed 416 projects, generating investment of more than $1.8 billion in Massachusetts economy. And these projects are estimated to create or support roughly around 6,500 jobs and build or preserve around 1,900 housing units. So as part of this work, we're proud to administer the Brownfields Redevelopment Fund on behalf of the Commonwealth. And prior to joining Mass Development this past January, I served 7 years as the mayor of the city of Lawrence and saw firsthand the impact this fund can have. It really is the mother's milk of development in areas where the market just isn't going to go and spend the dollars to fix these projects and these sites. They are the most challenging sites with really a ton of potential that has not been realized. So from the fund's inception in 1998 through now, it has supported 765 awards for a total investment of more than $112 million. We're thrilled that the annual competitive round is now part of the Commonwealth Community One Stop for Growth. That has just been a blessing to have everybody go through one process, and not one is this date, one is the other date. Again, having been a municipal leader, having to keep track of all those dates, when to apply for stuff, I think this has been a boon. Again, another reflection on the leadership of Secretary Keneally, Lieutenant Governor Polito, and the governor. So without further ado, I'm just going to talk about the 8 projects receiving nearly $1.2 million from the redevelopment fund this year. The town of Belchertown is going to receive $250,000. The town of Belchertown will use this award to remediate and remove a structure from the 1 acre site of the former Belchertown State School power plant on Carriage Drive, part of efforts to redevelop the campus into the Carriage Grove neighborhood. The site can support mixed-use development as either a development pad or with parking and community features. Anybody here from Belchertown? All right, round of applause for Belchertown. Town of Clinton, $116,000. The town of Clinton will use this award to remediate a contaminated site at 329 High Street near downtown Clinton and pave the way for a small business to locate there. Anybody here from Clinton? I know what you're talking about. Round of applause for Clinton. City of Fitchburg, $65,000. The City of Fitchburg will use this award to assess 173 Bemis Road, a site on a key commercial corridor which could support a small business such as a nearby contractor's yard or create space for traffic improvements in support of a potential Amazon distribution site. $65,000 to leverage the possibility of Amazon coming to Fitchburg. So congratulations, Pittsburgh. Anybody here from Pittsburgh? A round of applause to Pittsburgh. The town of Norton, $60,000. The town of Norton will use this award to further assess the 20.72 acres former Reed and Barton site at 47 Elm Street and support its redevelopment into a mixed-use site with retail, office, residential, and recreation space. Town of Norton, you anybody here? There you go. Congratulations. Town of Rockland, $195,000. The town of Rockland will use this award to assess and remediate the former Estes Auto Supply Brownfields project site at 225 West Water Street before transferring the site to a developer to build up to 8 units of housing. Town of Rockland. Anybody? Congratulations over there. A bunch of you guys, right? We're here. The town of Somerset, $187,500. The town of Somerset will use this award to remediate former gas and service station at 3280 County Street, located near the Somerset Reservoir and residential neighborhood, to support commercial and residential uses at the site. The town of Somerset. Round of applause. Congratulations. Town of Ware, $74,000. The town of Ware will use this award to assess and remediate the 1.2-acre vacant former Ware manufactured gas plant on Monroe Street, which the town aims to repurpose into public parking or recreation use at the nearby Memorial Field. The town of Ware, $74,000. Congratulations. Over here on the left. Last but not least, the town of Westford, $240,000. The town of Westford will use this award to remediate the former Westford anodizing property at 12 North Main Street to support up to 60 housing units and complementary commercial space at this site. In this housing crisis, housing is always needed, so congratulations, the town of Westford. Anybody? There you go, round of applause. Thank you. Congratulations to all of you today, those who've here to get their awards. These projects were chosen because of the strong potential they demonstrate to creating jobs, building housing units, and contributing to state and local economic development goals. Before I conclude, I want to thank our team. I'm only on the job 10 months. I'm still learning. And so having a good team that administers the Brownfields Redevelopment Fund is very important. So I'm going to name them all. They can come up and you guys can get a round of applause to the team from MassWorks. Sean Callanan, Mariella DeFreyas, Mariana McCormick, Dave Bancroft, Shyla Matthews, and Rich Griffin. Round of applause. It ain't easy to do this stuff, and we really appreciate it. And as a reminder, in addition to this annual competitive round, Mass Development evaluates proposals and awards loans and grants on a rolling basis. So if you have any good ideas, any projects, any deals you think we could be a part of, if you think a site in your community could benefit from Brownfields funding, don't wait for the round. Just give us a holler, and you get in touch with us and the folks over there. I think they have business cards they can help you out with. Lastly, we do have a Brownfields Advisory Board, and they also work hard to make sure that we stay in line. And so I just wanted to thank the Brownfields Advisory Group for it's a strange acronym. It's the BAG, the Brownfield Advisory Group, for its advice and advocacy for the fund over the years. We couldn't do this work without them. Again, as a former municipal leader, this work and sites that have been sitting dormant for decades. As a kid, you walk by these things, you think what they're going to be, what are they going to do with those spots, and having the Brownfields dollars to make an impact is very important. So thank you so much. Thanks for Mass Development, and if you need anything, just give us a holler, and I'm going to call back Chairman O'Loughlin. Chairman?
I just want to take an opportunity to thank everybody for coming out this morning on this beautiful November day. A little warmer than I anticipated it being, but thank you for coming out. I want to reiterate my thanks to the Baker and Polito administration for being a great partner at the State House for us, and Lieutenant Governor Polito for coming down to Rockland today and presenting us with these awards. And to the town of Abington, We might be rivals as it goes on the athletic fields, but it's great to know that we have a partner where it comes to infrastructure, and we have similar goals and needs for both of our communities, which are, I think, a lot more similar than people realize. But it's great to have you guys here with us. I furthermore just want to thank our town hall staff, Doug Lapp, our town administrator, and Jen Constable, our assistant town administrator, who really. We're the selectmen, we're the ones out in front of the camera, but they're the ones behind all of us doing all the hard work. Sue Ide as well in the selectman's office. So with that, leave you guys with to enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Thank you.
If you're a town who received an award, please come up. And if we can stand up in front here, that way we can get a nice splash of the background. If you're a town administrator from the town that got an award, just come and stand up in front. That way we don't have to move this thing. So if you guys can stand up here, if you can stand that way, the lieutenant governor can stand right here in front of the podium. And if you're not vertically challenged, please come to the back.
We're in the front.
All right, I'm gonna stand right here. There you go. Come on in here.